Well, hello and welcome back. I've got one of my favorite contraptions to show you. It is one of the last things I worked on before my hiatus. I did start a video, but I never finished it. So, without further ado, this is my personal VTOL aircraft. All the visuals are made with holograms and Expression 2. The only thing visible that isn't a hologram is the chair. It has a invisible skeleton of props. I'm just going to be flying around and talking about it. So let's jump right in. We've got the canopy that folds down with the HUD. The HUD is made with 3 EGPs. The fidelity is a little rough. I remember it being a little better. It wasn't perfect, but you're just fighting the resolution of EGP HUDs. You can see it keeps track of the speed, our health, and the direction we're facing, so a little compass. Let me just zoom out for a second. You can see the arms articulate as you turn or pan. If I go backwards, same thing. If you slow down the I don't know if you want to call that plasma or whatever it is coming out of the engines, however this thing works. It animates with it as well. Let me go back in. The controls are very straightforward. You just hold space to go up, shift to go down. You can press right click or F to translate right, left click or caps lock to translate left. W, A, S, and D is to go forward, back, left, and right. Like a yaw turn for A and D. And I can also press R to open up our HUD. So let me go to a spot over here and we'll open up the HUD and see what else we can do with this thing. You can see I also have a red marker that's visible only to the driver that aims where we're looking, but let's open the HUD. So you can see we have 3 options. I have, whoopsie daisy, I've got the turret, missiles, or the fly mode. So let's look at the fly mode first. Oops. So I can press 1, 2, or 3 to dig down into the menu. So right now we're on distance flying. The controls are a lot more broad. You're moving a lot faster. If I want to fly through this tunnel, I could switch this to precise mode, and you can see everything kind of slows down a bit, especially the turning sensitivity. I can just fly through this easily. And then if I'm back through this, I can go back to distance flying. We're not going to do eject yet, because that destroys this craft, and I don't want to respawn it at the moment. So we're going to go back up a menu. We have the turret, so let's see if I can do this right. So I'm going to zoom out and show how it actually deploys. The turret will deploy from that little hatch that you can see directly under the center of the craft. Let me look at the screen to show you guys. So if I open it, you can see all I can do right now is deploy. So I'm going to go back here and show you guys. If I press deploy, it lowers from inside, the barrel will extend a bit, and then I can now fire wherever I'm looking. There's 2 modes. There's fully automatic, which is right now. Let's see if I can spawn a crate while on this thing. Not bad. You can fire full auto while you're driving. You could also press caps lock and F to pan left and right, so when you're not in the fly mode menu or not in menu, you can't left click and right click to strafe left and right. You have to either use caps lock or F, because left click is fire. I can change this to burst fire mode. Let's just spawn another crate here. And well, I can't look and fire, so we'll just fire burst mode. So you can see I'm holding down click and it fires burst. You can see my ammo counter on the right hand side. There's a cooldown or heating mechanism built in. You can see that on the UI on the left hand side. If I fire too much, it'll overheat, and I can't fire again until it cools all the way down. Let's look at what it looks like when I'm firing from here. It's going to be a little finicky because I'm piloting it and trying to aim, but you can see the turret just kind of follows where you're aiming. And then I can retract it. Let's zoom back in and press retract. There we go. So there it goes to retract. It centers up. Barrel goes upwards, and then a little cover. So that's the turret. Let's go up a minute, and we're going to go to missiles now. So there's 4 missiles. I'll show you what those look like on the wings for a second. You can see each of them 2 and 2 on each wing. So I'm going to fire, let's just shoot this cargo container thing. There's the first one. So there's two modes. There's aim position or aim pose, and the second one is entity. Right now, it will track where I'm aiming. If I fire over here, or I can turn over here, it'll just keep going until it hits something. Kaboom. So there's also entity mode. I'll show you what that looks like in a second, but first we got to get out for that to set that up. We'll come over here. The aircraft also has landing gear, so when I'm going to get out here, if you're close enough to the ground, it will land. We'll show you what that looks like. So you can see landing gear come out, and then it shuts off, and the engine shut off. Alright, to demonstrate the entity missile mode, we're going to open the menu, go to entity, and I have an antlion that's lurking around on this page here. I can change this to entity, and then you can see there's a wireframe box that locks on to an entity that I'm looking at. So once it's fired, you can see it follows. It'll track whatever entity it is fired at when you first click. And again, I can just use aim pose as well and follow it. That makes you... see, it's kind of annoying to try to track something like that. So, entity, just highlight it real quick and it'll lock on and snap. And then just when I fire, it'll move straight in and hit it. And then I can also use the turret, so if I just deploy the turret, it has a lot of health. I don't know if this is going to be enough. It doesn't really seem to be impressed by this, which is why I'm just kind of fly away from that thing. Alright, the next feature I wanted to show you is the vehicle has its own health and damage system. The vehicle overall has a set pool of health, but also each arm and the tail has its own individual health and can be shot off respectively. If I look in here, I can see the vehicle has 100% health. For this demonstration, I'm just going to type a chat command to do this, just because it's going to be easier to film and control this way. There's going to be a few things that happen pretty quickly. The arm is going to blow off. The vehicle will start to spin out of control. If I was looking at the HUD, it would have a message that says hold space to eject. I'm not going to be showing that, just that way we can appreciate the pretty animation. And then I'm going to hold space and eject. The chair will launch itself and deploy a parachute while the aircraft, or what's left of it, spirals to the ground. So here we go. There goes our arm. You can see we start to spiral out of control. Hold space. And then there's my parachute deployment. You can see here's the wreckage of the craft. If I come back over here, you can see we actually have a few fragments that spawn off. It's going to be hard to find all these in the trees and stuff. Where are they at? There's some bigger chunks that are missing somewhere. Oh, there's a bigger chunk. Well, the point is, everything does blow off. You can see we're missing the arm. The missiles are still in there. And that's entirely trashed. Alright, we're going to demonstrate the tail being blown off this time. So I'm just going to type the chat command. And then you can see it says hold space to eject. And I did that a little late because I tried to zoom in, but same type of thing. Here's the vehicle without its tail. Yeah, we can go try to track that down somewhere. There's a big chunk of it. Where's the tail? It's somewhere. Oh, is that it all the way over here? Yep, here it is. It flew all the way over here. Unfortunately, you cannot put it back together again. That thing is destroyed. But it looks cool. To spawn the thing, there's two E2s, one for the apply force and one for pretty much everything else. The damage detector and the turret. So I can link up the turret, damage detector, and then I'll just connect it through wire links. And once that's set, here's the frame of the vehicle. So you can see it's pretty basic. We just have a couple props to control everything, to pretty much provide the collisions. And I'll just say that chair is what we want to bind it to. And then there we go. I'm going to also show you what it looks like to eject. Let's fly somewhere over here. and then I hold 3 down for a couple seconds, and we'll eject. Let's zoom out to see this. And you can see my player model must really enjoy this because he has his hands up. That's always a fun addition to Gamemode. And then there it is, destroyed. That's the eject. As one last fun example, here are all of the holograms without a material applied to them. So you can tell it's just made up of a bunch of weird little props. We've got a head crab launch canister, the fences, the flames are actually traffic cones that are colored. We got large spotlights. So there's actually not too many holograms for this. It's a lot of small little props, but they fit together well to form the whole. So I just wanted to say thank you for watching. This has been a contraption I wanted to make a video for a long time. I'm just not up for making those heavily edited videos anymore. I just don't have the time for it. So sorry, but at least I get to still kind of share and maybe inspire some new ideas from other people. This will probably not be available for download anymore. Sorry, but the code's just too much of a mess, and it would require essentially an entire rewrite of everything that's not the visuals. Oh, that's why we used precise mode flying through this tunnel earlier. But anyway, keep an eye out for some more videos. I might not be programming or creating stuff in Gamemode as much as I used to, but in the time that I have not been posting videos, I still have made some new stuff and just been playing on my server with it. I might make a few more casual videos like this one about that stuff, and yeah, I hope to see you around. Bye.